Hi guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to a new video. Hope you guys all had a great weekend. My weekend was pretty good, still here in sunny Colombia. As you can hear, my voice is not so good, was a little bit sick, now feeling better. But of course Monday, so we're going back to the charts, back to work. And of course we are going to dive in because I have a lot to tell you. But before we do, of course, as always, I'm going to ask you to smash the like button, subscribe, click on the bell, click, and also don't miss anything. Leave me a comment, share this video with your friends if you think that's useful. Also feel free to check out the links in the descriptions. Let's go. Alright guys, we are starting off with the BTC USD pair, this time on the weekly. And as you can see, we have now been printing 8 red weeks in a row. And I need to go back all the way to 2014. When I saw this again, so that is a long time ago, and it looks like maybe we're kind of finding support and getting a little bit of relief rally. Nothing sure yet. Still here, of course, bearish money flow in the red. Yes, the view up's coming up a little bit, but still the RSIs are pointing down. Momentum wave still needs to roll over a little bit more for us to become maybe a bit bullish on the weekly. On the daily, it looks a little bit different. There we're seeing that momentum wave coming up, but look at the money flow. It's just so bearish, still trending much lower. VWAP and RSI are pointing up, so there's a little bit of mixed signals. We do have a small CME gap here from Saturday and Sunday, not a lot. And of course we have also that CME gap on 34, 35, that unfinished business where we already talked about for a while. We see here on the daily a 6, a 15, and maybe now a 16 on the bull side, and the bears are getting weaker. A 9, a -3, so let's hope that this goes a little bit higher, but really actually we need more bull power to step in right now. Quickly then to the 8 hour, we have one money flow here going up, and then here we have the second wave, still not really in the green. I think, to be honest, if this goes a little bit to the green, it would not spend a lot of time there, and then we're going lower, because I think a lot of people take that opportunity to sell their positions to cover their longs, and then we're just going lower again. So I do not expect a major bounce up if we are going higher. Like I said, I think a lot of people use that opportunity to sell or cover their positions. Now we just printed a red dot on the 4 hour. As you can see, the RSIs are split. That's a little bit weak, and look at the money flow. It's just kind of flat. It's not really picking up, and we also have here the VWAP going lower. So maybe on the short term this thing might trend a little bit lower. If we then look at the hourly, there we kind of see the same. I mean, we have a momentum wave that's going lower, now printing a green dot, VWAP going high, and the momentum and the money flow is kind of just waving up and down. RSI is pointing up, so here on the hourly it looks like we have a bit more momentum. Also here we have mixed signals again, because you could say, hey, you know what, this is a rising wedge. They usually break out to the downside. That also happened. Now we had a retest, so now we should go lower. Target should be approximately at the bottom of the wedge, 29,500-ish. That would also coincide, if I zoom in on the 30 minute, that you could say, hey, you know what, this is actually just a very big bearish divergence where the momentum wave is making new lows, and the price here is going higher, and eventually will roll over, and then we are going lower, and that then could play out. So if this now really also rolls over and maybe print a red dot here, then we are going lower, money flow maybe a bit in the red, and then that is then played out. So on the small time frames, I definitely could see this going a little bit lower. On the higher time frames, and I'm talking then really about 4 hour dailies, then we might go a little bit higher. Two other things that I want to show you. Let's extend here the volume node a little bit. Then we're seeing that the support is now hanging around 29,400. That is great. Let's quickly go back to the daily, because I want to see what happened here. Yeah, so still support here, of course, at the 29k-ish, and in the last 3 days now going higher. So far that looks good, and of course also here on a Friday we closed just above. That was a major level for us. One other thing that I want to show you here for BTC on the hourly, and I'm going to take out this volume nodes right here. Remember how we draw a a triangle kind of thing that we said we have fake outs and everything? Well, actually this triangle could be just exactly the same, but then just on a little bit higher time frame. And you could say, well, right, that's easy, then you just extend the triangle, now we have a new pattern. Yeah, actually that is sometimes what you need to do, because then you just see that you're wrong and you can just focus on these very small time levels, somewhere here or somewhere here, somewhere here, and then you're just missing the bigger picture, which is on multiple days we are just forming a big triangle, and it looks like then now we had a test to the top, then we broke out, we had a retest, and now we would go higher. Now if this would play out, then actually we're talking about quite the significant price target. We're of course taking the top to the bottom, we paste it somewhere around here. Look at that, 35k. What do we have on 35k? Exactly, that CME gap. So if that will be filled and we're going higher, then we would reach the price target, fill the CME gap, and then we might roll over again. That is what I'm looking out for if we are going higher. But of course we first had some resistance to break here on the level 31,500-ish. Then here on this wicks 32,700. So then I'm taking here the top. That is of course resistance, and then the 35k. I would definitely take profits on the way up because everything's still very volatile. This can just roll over and it's goodbye. So yeah, but the weakest thing actually what would happen right now, if let's say this thing cannot pick up pace and this thing would then just roll over, and then eventually we're breaking that support line, and then we're just going lower. The only thing that I also don't really like what I'm seeing right here, if I zoom out, I will give it a minute, exactly, is that we're missing the volume, and there's just no volume on this breakout. So if the bulls are not stepping in very fast and the volume picks up, then I actually think this is again another fake out, and then we're just gonna roll over, and then we have more selling pressure. But yeah, if I need to make a guess right now, then I'll say smaller time frames, 15 minute, half an hour, maybe a little bit lower, confirm that bearish divergence, and then maybe going higher again on the higher time frames and finally getting a little bit of a relief rally. And maybe then to the 35k, that would be 15%. That's quite a lot. Let's see how that goes. Another thing that I want to show you is the dollar index. It really looks like now it's been topping out. This is here on the daily. You see that we are going lower, and then usually Bitcoin then trends higher. We have not really seen that pace picking up, as I just said, but it can still of course come here on the hourly. Also seeing that this actually now then just goes lower, a little bit sideways, and exactly what is happening to BTC on that time frame. We are going higher, and now trading sideways a little bit. So it mirrors it exactly, but then the other way around. So far, so good. Quickly head over to ETH. There we see almost the same. We have also a red candle. Again, I think it's not 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 red weeks in a row. Look at that money flow, how ugly this looks. Just a gigantic mountain going down. This is just going lower. So that yeah, that actually looks very bearish. Also here, I think like maybe we are due for a little bit of a bounce, like 1 or 2 green weeks before we are trending lower again. But we'll have to see. Quickly head over to the weekly. Actually same kind of story as BTC, right? Money flow going lower, VWAP going higher, RSI is going higher, momentum wave so far is going higher. But if this rolls over and we're making a lower low, then I really hope that this momentum wave is creating a higher low, and then we would have a major bullish setup for maybe a relief rally. If that happens, man, I'm betting the farm to the upside. Absolutely. Again, if we're getting a bearish divergence on the price and momentum wave, I am betting the farm to the upside, because then I think if that confirms, we have a very strong case for a big rally up. Let's zoom in on the 4 hourly. There I already draw the volume node. As you can see, it's right underneath us, holding up just above that 2k. That is 2032. Also here, red dot on the 4 hourly. Well, on the other one it was just confirmed on the previous 4 hourly candle. It looks like if you want to print it right now on this 4 hourly candle. So I have to see also here, money flow just flat, not really picking up. VWAP is pointing down, RSIs are split. So yeah, it's not really what you want to see for a breakout from that triangle and then trading higher. Also here on the hourly, yes, money flow looks good, but it looks like this maybe wants to go a little bit lower. Let's see quickly in the 30 minutes if we have, yeah, also here we have a bearish divergence. That is looks like it's playing out, where you see the momentum wave is going higher, but the price is going higher. So that actually also looks like maybe it wants to play out before we are going higher. I think we actually also have a triangle here on the 4 hourly. Let me check what I can make for you there. Sometimes it's also just a little bit of playing with the price. Sounds a bit stupid, but that actually really is sometimes how this works. You know what, actually I'll take the hourly that has a little bit more touch points. It's a little bit easier. Yeah, look at that. Yeah. Boom. So also here then of course we had the breakout and then a retest, actually just exactly mirroring BTC as you can see, and now going high. So this cannot take another day, because then I think this is just dumping down and it's over. This really needs to pick up steam within 24 hours, if else it is over. One other thing I want to show you is gold. That is something I've been looking at for a long time. We had this also big triangle with this breakout, retest, then going higher, topping out exactly at the previous top, 2070. That was also here, making this double top. That looks ugly. Then we went lower, and then again, thank God, we bounced off this support line, what has been support already for a very long time. To be honest, and I said this already in previous videos, I am pretty disappointed in what gold is showing so far. This should be a safe haven and an inflation hedge. We have a lot of shit going on in the stock markets, and we have high inflation, and this thing is not pumping up. I think this market is highly manipulated and regulated, meaning that I think if the price goes super high, so let's say all the banks and the governments and everything let this baby just ride out, then it might be now at 2,500. Some people even say $5,000, and then they're afraid that what does it signal to the market when gold just goes higher to approximately $5,000? What does it say about the world that we're living in? How high is inflation in? What is money then still worth? And all the kind of good stuff. So maybe to calm everyone a little bit down, or to calm the markets down, sometimes maybe they're having huge sell orders on gold, just to make sure that it doesn't rise up too fast, too high, to control the markets a little bit. That scenario makes sense. I cannot prove it, but it would really make sense. So yeah, for now I'm just happy that it bounced off here. And full disclaimer, I own gold and gold stocks, gold miners and ETFs. So of course I want to see this to go higher, but to be honest, in a macro perspective, this has just been very disappointing. Almost done. I quickly want to show you the S&P 500, I would say the most important stock market in the world. And look at this money flow, also just really looks like it wants to go lower. Look at these momentum waves, they're just becoming deeper and deeper. I do think that maybe now, after so many weeks, we're getting a little bit of a breather, maybe 10-20% up. Then I'm looking first at the 4,000 level, then maybe the 42 here. That has been supported. As a matter of fact, let me draw a lines, maybe a little bit easier. As you can see, it has been support and resistance multiple times, and of course the 4,000 is that just psychological round number. And if we go higher, then maybe here the previous stop 4,500, but to be honest, I don't think we're gonna get that high. I think we're just gonna see a little bit of a buy up or relief rally, and then we're just dumping down again, because as long as the central banks rising the interest rates, then we're seeing stocks going down, and when stocks going down, we see crypto selling off, and then usually we also see then the dollar index doing the contra for whatever's happening on the markets. Last but not least, fear and greed index, still extreme fear at 10. So we're not out of the woods yet. Yes, the bottom must be somewhere. And yes, we must be pumping up at a certain point. But I will definitely not be calling tops and bottoms. I do think that maybe this week we will finally print a green candle. That will be nice. And let's see how far it takes us. And of course, as always, we're taking it very slow. Taking it by a day. Always use stop loss. Like I almost say pretty much every day. Once your trade is in profit, put your stop loss right away to the entry or small profit, that whatever happens, whatever news comes out, you make sure that you don't get wicked out or liquidated or kind of good stuff. So that will be it. Alright guys, if you like this kind of content, please do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe, click the bell, click on all so you don't miss anything. Leave me a comment, share this video with your friends who think that's useful. Thank you guys so much. See you in the next one. Bye bye.